Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let the world around you fade. Together, we will journey to a realm where myths come alive and mysteries whisper their secrets. This is your moment to pause, to wonder, and to escape. Hyacinthus and Apollo, a tragic love. In the fertile land of ancient Greece, where the fields were kissed by the sun and the wind sang through the trees, there lived a young prince named Hyacinthus. His beauty was renowned, with his hair as dark as the midnight sky and eyes that glimmered like stars. His kindness, however, was what truly made him stand out. The people of the land adored him, for his heart was as pure as his appearance. He walked through life with the grace of a deity, spreading joy wherever he went. Hyacinthus' beauty did not go unnoticed by the gods, and among those who were most taken by him was Apollo, the god of the sun, music, and prophecy. Apollo, renowned for his strength and wisdom, was drawn by Hyacinthus' spirit, his kindness, and the radiance he carried within him. The two became close, spending days together in the fields, enjoying each other's company and creating music that echoed through the hills. Their bond deepened into love, a love that was both pure and profound, transcending the worlds of gods and mortals alike. Apollo would often descend from his celestial home to walk among the flowers with Hyacinthus, watching the young man tend to the earth with care, his touch bringing life to the land. The golden sun seemed to shine brighter when Apollo was near him, as though the very heavens rejoiced in their shared affection. The tragic accident. One afternoon, Apollo and Hyacinthus found themselves in the midst of a friendly contest. With laughter in the air, Apollo challenged Hyacinthus to a discus throwing competition. Both gods and mortals enjoyed such games, and the two eagerly began to compete. Apollo, the master of many skills, threw his discus with perfect aim, sending it sailing through the sky. The discus spun like a comet before landing softly on the earth. A perfect throw. Hyacinthus, though less skilled, accepted the challenge with a bright smile. His eyes shone with a mixture of excitement and admiration for Apollo, who had taught him so much. With all his strength, Hyacinthus hurled his discus into the air. But fate, as it so often does, had other plans. The discus flew higher than expected, but then it began to drift off course. It veered unexpectedly, spinning dangerously in the wind. In a terrible moment of misfortune, the discus came hurtling towards Hyacinthus. He reached up to catch it, but the discus struck him violently in the head, causing him to fall to the ground, his body limp. Apollo's desperate grief. Apollo rushed to Hyacinthus' side, his heart filled with horror. His beloved was on the ground, his beautiful face pale, blood staining the grass beneath him. Apollo's divine power surged within him, and he called upon the healing arts to save Hyacinthus. But there was no answer. The mortal prince's life was slipping away, and Apollo's heart broke as he realized he could do nothing to stop it. Hyacinthus' final breath was soft, a mere whisper of life, and then he was gone. The god of the sun knelt beside him, his hands trembling. Apollo wept, his tears falling like rain upon the earth. The sun, that had once been so bright and full of warmth, now felt distant and cold, and the god's radiant light dimmed as he grieved. His sorrow was immeasurable. In a single moment, he had lost the one he loved more than anything else in the world. The gods plead to the gods. Devastated by the loss of his lover, Apollo turned to the other gods, pleading with them to help him honor Hyacinthus' memory. He could not bear to see his beloved lost to the earth forever. His voice, full of pain and longing, reached the ears of Zeus and the other deities. The gods, moved by Apollo's grief, decided that Hyacinthus' death would not be in vain. His spirit, they said, would live on, for his love had touched the hearts of the gods themselves. The birth of the hyacinth flower. And so it was that from the blood of Hyacinthus spilled upon the earth, a new creation was born. The gods, with their divine hands, called forth flower from the ground, one that would bloom in honor of the young prince. The hyacinth flower bloomed from the very spot where Hyacinthus had fallen. Its petals a beautiful array of purple, red, and white. The fragrance of the flower was intoxicating, sweet like the memories of lost love. As the flower blossomed, Apollo gazed down upon it, his heart heavy with both sorrow and love. He whispered a soft prayer to Hyacinthus, asking that his spirit would live forever in the beauty of the new creation. In that moment, Apollo knew that though his lover was gone, his memory would live on in the flowers that would bloom every spring. A legacy of love and memory. Every year, when the hyacinth bloomed, Apollo would travel down to the earth, gazing upon the flowers that carried the spirit of his beloved. He walked among the fields, lost in his memories, and though the pain of Hyacinthus' death never fully left him, there was a quiet peace that came from knowing that love, true eternal love, never truly dies. It is carried on in the whispers of the wind, in the colours of the flowers, and in the hearts of those who remember. The hyacinth flower became a symbol not just of beauty, but of love's capacity to endure beyond the reach of death. It reminded the people of the eternal nature of love and how it can transcend even the greatest of losses. Every spring, when the flowers bloomed, the memory of Hyacinthus was kept alive in the hearts of those who knew his story. The meaning of Hyacinthus' story. The story of Hyacinthus and Apollo is a tale of love's power, of how it can bloom in the most unlikely places, and how it can endure even after death. Apollo's grief was deep, but in his sorrow he found a way to honour his beloved. The hyacinth flower, with its bright petals and sweet fragrance, became a reminder that love never truly fades. It transforms, it endures, and it lives on in those who remember. As the whispers of myth fade into the stillness, carry their magic with you into the world. Until we meet again, may your spirit wander, and may your days be filled with wonder. Thank you for listening to Whispering Myth. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more, be sure to subscribe to Whispering Myth. That way, you won't miss out on any of the magical tales that I share. Don't forget to like this video and leave a comment. Thank you for listening, and until we meet again, may the whispers of myth guide your dreams.